it was amongst the last 5%, and how a simple change improved the performance of this video, and it beated almost 99.7% of the people. I don't need to start calculate everything. I have the total. This is called Nirvana moment in programming. Hello friends, welcome to our channel, and this is the first video on our Leetcode series where we will be discussing and solving Leetcode problems. And in this video I want to show you how a simple optimization which I did when solving the sliding video problem, minimum size subarray sum, which is a medium level problem, improved my performance of my code from being, it was amongst the last 5%. It was only better than the last 5% of the people who solved this problem. So it was taking quite a bit time, and how a simple change improved the performance of this video, and it beated almost 99.7% of the people. So it was among one of the best solutions. And how a simple optimization that came to my mind, this is called Nirvana moment in programming, and how this simple change helped me achieve this massive performance boost. So first let's try to understand this problem, minimum size subarray problem. So in order to understand this problem, let's take an input set, this one. So this problem says that you are given an array of integers and you are given a number, which in this case is 15, and you have to find the minimum size of the subarray within this array whose total is either equal to 15 or greater than 15. So if we see 5, 1, 3, 5, this totals out to 14, and then if you move to the next element, which is 10, it totals to 24. So 24 is greater than 15, and the size that we got is 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is total 5. Then we move forward after checking from the starting. Now we move to the next one. So we check 1 plus 3 4, 4 plus 5 9, and 9 plus 10 is 19. So again 19 is greater than 5, and this time the size that we get is 4. Again now we move forward. 3 plus 5 is 8, 8 plus 10 is 18, so we get 18. 18 is again greater than 15, and the size is this time 3. Now we move forward. 5 plus 10 is 15, so 15 equal to 15, and this time the size is 2. Okay, now we move forward. Then we have 10 and 7, which is 17. Again 17 is greater than 15, and the size is 2. Then we say 7 4 is 11. 11 plus 9 is 20, so 20 is also greater than 15, and this time the size is 3. Then we do 4 plus 9 is 13. 13 plus 2 is 15, so 15 equal to 15, and this time again the size is 3. And then we do 9 plus 2 is 11. 11 plus 8 is 19. 19 is greater than 15, and this time again the size is 3. So the minimum size of subarray, where the total of which is either equal to 15 or greater is 15, is 2, which is in these two cases. So 2 is our output. So this is the problem that we wanted to solve. So first let me run you through my original solution, which is this one, which is only beating 5.25% of the people, which is very less performant. So let me first comment this optimized solution, and let's first see the original solution that I wrote. So again this follows the same approach. I start traversing the array from the starting to the end, and I continue to calculate the sum until I find a sum which is either equal to 15 or greater than 15. So I move this way, then I move this, then I move this. I already showed you how I moved. Okay, so this is how I implemented this. I took 2 pointers, I and j, and then I took a minimum length, which is I initialized it with -1, and I initialized a sum integer with 0, and I initialized a found boolean with false, that whether we find a such value which is greater than or equal to 15 or not. And then I wrote a while loop where I am checking if j is less than length. Length, is the length of the array. If it is less, I am adding the first integer in the array, and if I am checking whether its sum is less than the target. So if you see here, it will add 5, 0 plus 5, whether it is less than 15 or not, it will say yes. Then what it will do, it will add this value to the sum and it will increment j, and this loop will again, it will not go in this else block, it will go in the if block only. And then next time, now j is 1, again 1 is less than length, it will come and it will add the 1th element at the 1 position, which is 1. So 5 plus 1, I can debug and show you as well, which I think is a better way. So let's start from the start. Give me a second, I need to comment this line. Let's start. So we can see right now I and j both are 0, length is 6, minimum length is -1, sum is 0, found is false. So we start the iteration. So we are starting from j is equal to 0. Now 0 plus num of j, the first element, which is 5. So if you see after this line, sum is 5. Okay, now it will do j plus plus. Now the value of j is 1. Now it will again check 5 plus the next element, which is 3. Num of j, if you check here, it is 1. Okay, so again it is less than 15, it will add it to the sum, it will increment j, again it will do the same thing. Now this time, now the sum is 6 and num of j is 3. Okay, so again it will increment. Now the sum becomes 9, the value of j becomes 3. Okay, again while condition holds true, j is less than length, again it will check whether if I add the next num, whether it is less than target or not. Again it will come inside. Now the next num, what is here, it is num of j is 5. So 9 plus 5 is, sum is 14. Again it will check now what sum is 14, and it will check what is the value of num of j. So it is 10. So this time it is not less than target. So currently the value of found is false. So what it will do is, it will go, because I have placed a not condition here, it will go inside this loop for min length, and it will initialize the min length with j minus I plus 1. So what is j minus I plus 1? It is 5 in this case. Okay, we have to add plus 1 because arrays start from 0 index and not from 1 index. Okay, so the minimum length is now initialized to 5. Now we increment I. Now I initially was 0, now it will become 1, and j will be set to the value of I only. Sum will be initialized to 0 and found will be set to true. Now again, now the value of j is 1. It will again continue the processing. So now this time the first element that it will pick will not be 5, it will be 1. Okay, because we have checked everything from this. Now we will check everything from this, then we will check everything from this, then we will check everything from this, then this, then this way we will go. Okay, so again it will start the same processing, and now if you see after it has added 1 2 3, sum is 4. Now it will add 5, so sum is 9. Then it will add 10, so sum is 19. Now found is set to true, so it will go in the else block. It will go in the else block only if the new value of j minus I plus 1, which is 4, if it is less than min length. So min length is 5. So we found a new array whose length is less than the min length. So it will update the min length to j minus I plus 1, which is, it will become 4. Now again we will update I and we will set j as I. So now I will become 2, which means next time we will start from this position. Okay, so now we will start from the second position, means we will start from 3. So sum is again 0. So now this we are starting from 3, then we will add 1. It will, no, sorry, after 3 comes 5. So we'll add 5, it becomes 8. Then we will add, what was the next element? It was 10. So it became 18. So we come in the else block, we don't go in the if block. Okay, so this condition is false. Now we'll check minimum length is 4 and what is j minus I plus 1? It is 3. So again we will update the minimum length from 4 to 3. Again we will update I, j is equal to I, sum 0, found true. So till now we have found a minimum array of 3 size whose sum is greater than 15. So we'll continue this iteration. Now we will start from 5. So sum is 5. Now we'll add the next element to it, which is 5 plus 10 is 15. So target is 15. So it is not less than 15. 15 is not less than 15. 15 is equal to 15. So it will go in the else block. Again it will check min length is 3. What is j minus I plus 1? If we check here, it will be 2. So it will update min length as 2. And it will continue the same processing this way. And finally if we run this, we will get our output, which is 2. Minimum length we will get 2. Now when I submit this summation to Leetcode, I am thinking I have written a wonderful solution. I happily go to Leetcode and I submit this solution thinking that I am a champion. Okay, so before submitting we have to click on run. It runs some sample test cases to check whether the solution is accurate or not. If you click on submit, then it will evaluate the performance of your code, and it will say that your solution is only beating 5.25% of the people. So you are lagging behind 95% of the people. So then I started thinking what wrong I was doing. Okay, so after a lot of brainstorming, what I realized was, suppose I started from 5 1 and 5 plus 1 is 6, then 5 plus 1 plus, then 6 plus 3 is 9, then 9 plus 5 is 14, and then 14 plus 10 is 24, which is greater than 15. Okay, so till now my count was 5. Then I start from the next element. Okay, and again what am I trying to do? I am again starting with 1. I am doing 1 plus 3, then I am doing 3 plus 5. But what is the need of doing this 1 plus 3, 3 plus 5? I had already added 5 plus 1 plus 3 plus 5, which was 14. So instead of doing 1 plus 3 plus 5, what I could do is I had the total 14. If I just subtract 5 from that, so I will get this 1 plus 3 plus 5. I don't have to run this iteration again. If I just subtract the first element after initializing the first minimum value, I can subtract the first element and add the next element and check whether our condition is meeting or not. Okay, so this way, this was my nirvana moment, that I don't need to recalculate a lot of sum. When I did 5 plus 1 plus 3 plus 5, which is 14, and then adding the next element was crossing the 15 boundary. So I initialized minimum length with 5, then again I started from 1. Now I'm ignoring this value. So when I'm starting from 1, I don't need to do 1 plus 3 plus 5. What I need to do is 14, which was the total, and subtract the first element from it, which is 5. The rest of the total I am already having, and then continue my iteration. Okay, this is what I did here in my updated solution. So let me comment out my old solution and uncomment my updated solution. So in this solution you can see I did a couple of improvements. First, minimum length, earlier I was setting it as -1, because of which I had to take a boolean flag found and then write this if else. Okay, so instead of that, if I initialize minimum length with integer of max value, which is a very big integer, so then what I can do is a simple one line. It is performance of that part and this part is absolutely same, but it looks more neat and clean code. So I can simply use math.min function, and whether minimum length is minimum or j minus I plus 1 is minimum, whatever the minimum out of these two values, assign that value to min length. So this was first optimization, but this is just for code clarity, code cleanliness. What improved the solution of my code was, here again I was setting I is equal to just I plus 1 and j is equal to I and sum as 0. Now I am not doing that. What I am doing is I am simply subtracting the first num of I, remember num of I, not num of j, from the sum, and just incrementing the value of I and leaving j as it is, not assigning j is equal to I. So I don't need to start when I come to the after this array. When I come to the next element, I don't need to start calculate everything. I have the total. I have the further total from here. I already have this total. I just need to calculate the next, add the next value and remove the previous value. So this is what I did here. I just subtracted the ith value. I is my first pointer and j is my last pointer, and I continued my iteration. Okay, and I initialized found as true just for the record, that if I don't find any value greater than 15, then I have to return 0, otherwise I have to return the min length. Okay, so this is what I did. So I subtracted the ith value and I continued my iteration. And if we test the performance of this code now, let's also, if you want, I can debug and show you this for more clarity. Now if I debug this code, let's see what happens. So see, it will start from the I is equal to 0 index. It will add 5, then it will add 1, then it will add 3, the total becomes 9, then it will add again 5, the total becomes 14, and now when I try to add 10, the total is greater than 14 plus 10 is 24, greater than 15, so it will come in the else block. So the minimum length, it will be here 5. Using math.min, it will be 5, and now I have got my first subarray, which is whose total is greater than 15. Now I need to move to the finding the next subarray, which will start from 1, which is I is equal to 1 position, and not start from I is equal to 0, 5, where we have number 5. So it will start from 1 and it will not start from I. So I have to move in this direction forward. I have already started from this, and when I reached 10, I found my first subarray of length 5 whose total is greater than 15. Now I will start from this point, move forward and try to find a subarray whose total is greater than 15. So I will subtract I of 0, which is the first element 5. I'll subtract that from total. So now my sum becomes 9, and I will increment I, that I have already checked 5, and now I will start checking from 1 position. Okay, so now my total is 1 plus 3 plus 5, which is 9. Okay, so I already have this. Now I will add 10 and check whether if it is greater than 15 or not. Of course, it becomes 9 plus 10 is 19, which is greater than 15. So here I will come and I will get a new min length, which is 4. Now I will subtract this I also from this, because I have got the subarray starting from 1 whose total is greater than 15 and its length is 4. Now I will start checking for 3. So that is why I will subtract num of I, which is 1, and I will increment I. Okay, now my sum is 8. Okay, so now I will try to add j. I have already reached j, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. So 4 plus 10 is 14, which is less than my sum was 8. So I am at third position. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 plus 10 is 18, not 14, 18. 3 plus 5, this is our sum 8, and my adding 10 becomes 18. So again it will do max of min length. Now min length will be 3, because 3, 5 and 8 becomes 18, greater than 15. Now we have got the min array starting from 3, which is greater than 15, which is 3, 5, 8, and its size is 3. Now we will move to the next position. So we will subtract 3, which is num of I, from our total. So we will get after subtracting 3, we get 5. We will increment the value of I, so it will now become 3, and now we will add. Now we are at this position. Okay, 5, and our sum is also 5, because we have subtracted everything from behind. We just have 5 here, which is our total. Okay, now 5 plus, we will do what is num of j. If we check, this is 10. Okay, so 5 plus 10 is 15, again equal to 15. This time min length will be 2. Now we have found this subarray starting from 5. Now we will remove 5 also. So now we subtract num of I. Now sum becomes 10. Sum becomes 0. I'm so sorry. because we had not added the way we used to do here. We have not added. Sum becomes 0. We again increment I. Now sum is 0 plus num of j. What is j? Num of j is 10. We can check what is num of j. Num of j is 10. So 0 plus 10 is less than 15. Okay. So it will add. Now what is the next value? After 10, 17. So 10 plus 7 is greater than 15. It will come here. Again, it will evaluate the minimum length as 2. Now it will remove 10 and it will go forward with 7. So what we will do? Sum is equal to sum minus num of I, which will be 10. So sum becomes 0. Now 0 plus what is num of j? Num of j should be 7. Yeah, it is 7. So 0 plus 7 is less than 15. We increment j. Now what is the next value after 7? It is 4. So 7 plus 4 is 11, less than 15. So we'll add it. Sum becomes 11. Now 11 plus 9 is 20. 20 is greater than 15. Now it will do min length. Now min length right now we have 2 and j minus I plus 1 is 3. So it will continue to be 2 only. So if we check min length, math.min function returns 2. Again, now we have checked for 7 position. So we'll subtract 7 and then continue to move forward. So we have subtracted 7. So what we have remaining is 4. Now we continue with 4 and then j is pointing to 9. So 4 plus 9 becomes 13. Okay. We increment j. Again, now after 9 we have 2. So 13 plus 2 becomes 15. So j minus I plus 1 becomes 3. And we already have the minimum length 2. So it will continue to hold the minimum length 2. Again, it will remove this now 4 from the sum and it will continue forward. So this way we continue and we get our output as 2. We can test this code as well. So let's copy this code and paste it here in Leetcode. So when I paste it here, you can see earlier my solution was only beating 5% people. So first let me test this solution by clicking the run button. When I click the run button, all 3 test cases pass. Now if I submit this solution, we can see that it is beating almost 99% of the people. So this was the nirvana moment for me, that I don't need to calculate. I have already calculated 5 plus 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 10. So I don't, in the next iteration when I'm starting from 1, I don't need to calculate 1 plus 3 plus 5. I simply need to subtract 5 from my total and add 10 to my total. So this way, when I move both the pointers, I'm able to optimize my code. And if I click on this new button that they have added, analyze complexity, it is not showing here, but I already checked it. It shows order of n, and you can also see it because we are only using one loop here. So it generalizes to order of n time complexity. If you check the other solutions which people have given, you will see this one, which is rating the best solution. Of course it is a great solution, but they are using 2 while loops. If you see this another solution, here also they are using 2 while loops, but in my solution you see I'm using only 1 while loop. So I'm pretty confident that performance of this code should be better than when we use 2 while loops. So this guy is saying n log n, but yeah, it's a great solution. I'm not saying it is a bad solution, but what I think is the time complexity of my algorithm will be order of n. So friends, in this series I will be sharing Leetcode videos and solutions with you. Please comment in the comment section and let me know if you want the GitHub for this code or not. If I get sufficient request for you, I will create a GitHub repository and add the link in the description. And if you like this solution from my side, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to show your love, to show your support. Remember, this is your channel. Whatever feedback you give me, I take all of it very seriously. So do let me know what more you want to see from me. And please show your love, please show your support by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and also sharing this video on your social media like LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you really like this video, you can take a screenshot of this video and upload it on Twitter, and you can tag me on Twitter as well to show your love, to show your support. You can tag me on LinkedIn as well. Thanks a lot for watching, friends, and keep learning.